I hope that you're enjoying our Easter extravaganza so far. I want to talk to you a little bit more about that story that we saw in the cartoon earlier, because that story is true. And it's one of the most important stories in the whole of history. Who came to Pancake Madness? Oh, excellent. We had so much fun, didn't we? But can anybody remember what we learned about Jesus? We learned that if we confess our sins to God, He can always be trusted to forgive us and to take our sins away. And we learned that this is possible because Jesus died on the cross. When Jesus died on the cross, He was taking the punishment for all of the bad things that you and I have ever thought and said and done, so that we could have our relationship with God restored again. I've been practicing something really cool for our Easter extravaganza. I decided since it's an extravaganza, I should have something very, very special to show you. So, are you watching closely? Ready? I have got a red handkerchief. Yes, it's not really that special, is it? But, well, it kind of is, because this is no ordinary handkerchief. This isn't the kind of handkerchief that you blow your nose on and make it all snotty and disgusting. This is a special vanishing handkerchief. Let me show you. See, if we take this handkerchief and we're going to use this handkerchief, since it's Easter, to represent Jesus dying on the cross for us. So the red represents His blood that was shed on the cross. But we're going to take this handkerchief and I'm going to push this handkerchief into my fist, just like this. And then we need to get some magic words ready. It doesn't really matter which magic word, you use your favourite and say it after 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3, abracadabra. And lo and behold, our handkerchief has disappeared and it's turned into an egg. Okay, so this magic trick isn't really a real trick. In fact, to be honest, I'm not a real magician. See, this egg, it isn't really all it's cracked up to be. You see, it's not even a real egg. It's made out of plastic. But here's the thing that's really important. See, Jesus dying on the cross, that wasn't a trick. It wasn't an illusion. Jesus really, really died on the cross. And they took His body and they put it into a tomb. And the tomb looked a little bit like this egg. It was a cave made of stone. And when they put His body inside, they sealed it with a big stone over the entrance so that nobody could get in or out of it. His friends must have been super sad, super upset on that Friday, because they didn't know what we know. They didn't know that this was not the end. On the Sunday morning, some women came to the tomb. They came, some of Jesus' friends and His mother Mary came to prepare Jesus' body for proper burial. But when they got there, they were in for a big surprise because, you see, when they arrived at the tomb, the stone had been rolled away from the entrance to the tomb. And it was open. And when they looked inside the tomb was empty. There was nothing inside. Because Jesus wasn't there anymore. Jesus was alive and He'd risen from the dead. Sometimes people think that it was just a trick, or that it didn't really happen, that it's just a story. But that's not true. Jesus really did die on the cross, and He really did rise again. It's not magic, it's not a trick. It happened because of God's amazing power. And because Jesus rose from the dead, it means that we can all have new life too. We don't have to wait until we've died. We can start that new life right now. If we confess our sins to God, He can always be trusted to forgive us and take our sins away. And then, once our sins are out of the way, we can become a Christian. And then, when someone becomes a Christian, he becomes a brand new person inside. He's not the same anymore. A new life has begun. We can start a fresh, new way of living as Jesus' friend. And I promise you, there is no way more exciting, there is no life more fun or amazing than living as Jesus' friend. I'll bet that most of you will be getting one of these tomorrow. A lovely chocolate Easter egg. I'm very excited because my mum gave me this one. And I'm sure that you're going to be very, very excited to eat your chocolate Easter eggs. But when you get your egg, I want you to remember the tomb that they put Jesus in that looked a little bit like an egg. And when you open up your egg and it's empty, I want you to remember that Sunday morning, all those years ago, when the women looked into the tomb and it was empty too, because Jesus wasn't there anymore. Jesus is alive.